Hello there, welcome to Your Questions Answered, and this is episode 5. And today I've cheated a little bit. I've combined together a number of slightly different questions that people have asked that I think are all on the same theme. So you might not recognise the wording of your exact question, but I think you may well find the sort of spirit of your question inside it. And the kind of question goes something like this. I can't focus on one thing. I kind of keep getting pulled in different directions. I can't choose. How do I make finished artworks that I can be proud of? And I think this question of should I be trying out lots of different things? Should I be focusing on one thing in particular? Is something I think we've all grappled with at certain stages in our life because we're creative, we're curious, we're interested, things look appealing and give us new ideas, so we want to try them out. So I don't want you to let go of that curiosity, but I will say that it depends a bit what the answer to this question is. It depends what stage you're at. So if you're a beginner, then obviously I would say you need to explore. You need to try out different things. You need to see what works for you. You need to see what you enjoy, and that will just be a case of trying out whatever is accessible to you or whatever appeals to you, whatever draws you in. And likewise, if you're still improving, so perhaps you're starting to work independently or perhaps beginning to want to make art at home, maybe through a simple daily practice initially, and not quite ready yet to get into kind of full-scale in-depth work, but wanting to do something independently and trying out what works for you, then I think there's still something to be said for this kind of exploring and trying out a bit of this and a bit of that. It might be different materials, it might be different subject matter, different ways of working, different themes. It's still good to try things out, but if you're improving, I think it will pay you dividends if you learn from what you're trying out as well. So make notes, or just notice what interests you and what doesn't interest you, what gives you results you enjoy, what marks you like, what marks you don't like. Just start to review what you're doing and see how you can learn from it. And I think the other thing to bear in mind is that there's a question of what is your long-term aim. If you just want to have a little bit of creative playtime as a break from your busy life, then carry on exploring, forever. Just enjoy it. If you want to make work that's unique and distinctive to you, which is what my goal is, and I suppose that's what I teach, if you want to be able to focus in on what you perceive in the world and what you want to communicate it about and make work that expresses that and that you can be proud of, so it's work that you feel is good work, then the question starts to change slightly. So, this kind of unique and distinctive work is, by its nature, it needs to be a bit more in depth. It needs some development time. It needs a bit of practice. And it'll be easier to achieve that kind of work if you're prepared to focus in a bit more, to start making choices. And I will say there's two provisos to this, is that you don't have to stick with one thing forever. There is a creative process at work, and you can use different techniques or different materials at different stages in that process. That's what I do. And there are also, you're not going to stick with one project for the rest of your life. There's going to be a series of projects. So maybe you choose particular materials or topics for this project. And once you feel like you've exhausted that and you've said what you need to say about it, then you might move on to another project, and that will evolve. That'll be different. There might be different materials or different processes. There might be slightly different subject matter. It could be completely different. So you don't have to feel that you're restricting yourself to one thing for all time. That would never work. We're not doing that. So, let yourself be at peace with that one. But I will recommend that when you're ready, it's a good idea to start focusing in and to choose one particular theme or topic or question that you want to investigate through your work. And to, as I say, to go into a bit more depth with it. And to follow that creative process of perceiving your topic in detail and recording that in some way, however's practicable for you, of exploring those records so that you really get to grips with it. You know what the elements are in that material, what interests you about it, and then you start to generate ideas and to produce finished work. So that's the kind of long-term mission, if you like, but short term, you know, you might need to keep exploring until you find something that you enjoy and something that you feel that you can do independently at home. So hopefully that helps. Do let me know in the comments below if that gives you a bit more clarity on when to focus and when not to focus. And yeah, I will also say that I'm starting a new mission, which I'm going to do myself, and I'm also going to invite you to join me. So I'm going to share that with you on Saturday in the Get More Creative group. So if that sounds curious, you know, if that gets your curiosity piqued, then do come back on Saturday and find out more. I'll see you then. Bye for now.